What up, YouTube? Ed coming back with a showcase video. Going to be showing off my Phillies Topps Dynasty cards that I have acquired over the years. Honestly thought I had a couple more, but I was kind of surprised going through this video. But I do have some pretty big boppers in here, so really love Topps Dynasty. It's an incredible product that Topps releases, and whenever I think of Topps Dynasty, believe it or not, I really think a lot about Ricky Russo because Ricky used to bust cases and cases of Topps Dynasty back in the day, and he would pull a lot of incredible cards. So when Topps Dynasty was released, they had Phillies on the checklist. So I always tried to make it a point to try to pick up a few Phillies here and there throughout the years. And it's really something how Topps Dynasty has kind of taken off. I would say it's kind of exploded the last couple years. It always was a very high-end product and an expensive product. At the time of its initial release, it kind of overtook Triple Threads for the premier product that Topps releases. But I would say even then, singles were pretty affordable. You can get for under $100 for certain players. Now it's still certain players you can maybe get in that threshold, but I would say the majority are pretty expensive now, especially some of the star players and some of the Hall of Famers, retired players that they also get. So it's been a little bit of a challenge to add new Phillies into the collection, even though the Phillies are bountiful throughout the checklist through the various years. But it's always just been a fun kind of side quest to the Phillies collection, trying to add different Topps Dynasty cards to the Phillies PC. So let's get into showing off these cards. The first one that I added into the collection was from 2015 Topps Dynasty. This card is incredible looking. We got Cole Hamels, numbered 9 out of 10. It's kind of got that foil on there, signed really bold in black. But just a really awesome looking card. Here's the back. Dynastic decoration. Hamels has never won a Cy Young Award, but he's been in the discussion with 4 top 8 finishes since 2007, including in 2014 when his 9-9 record contracted a 2.46 ERA that ranked 5th in the league. So Cole Hamels, definitely a future Wall of Famer for the Phillies. Had a really awesome career with the Phillies, being the 2008 World Series MVP. So awesome card there. Next is a Hall of Famer who had basically a cup of coffee with the Phillies. Only played a couple months with us. Did pitch for us in the World Series. And when they made this particular card of him, I remember I spent a lot of money to try to get this card at the time. And just wanted to add it into the collection because it was his Dynasty card, but also because it was his first certified autograph in a Phillies uniform. Topps has since made a couple more of this particular player in a Phillies uniform, but at the time of release, this was the first time that Pedro Martinez had a certified Phillies autograph card. So this one's numbered 1 out of 10 of Hall of Famer Pedro Martinez. Beautiful looking card. Then it says the Dynastic Deed, the NLCS Game 2, October 16, 2009. After being sidelined in the National League Division Series, hurls 7 scoreless innings against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Pedro definitely had a lot of memorable games with the Phillies down the stretch. One that really sticks in my mind is I went to the game where he started against the San Francisco Giants, was facing Tim Lincecum, who at the time in 2009 was kind of this huge name in baseball and also the hobby, and with good reason. Little Timmy was definitely dominating, winning Cy Young awards left and right, and old Pedro actually outdueled Tim Lincecum in that game and got the win. So always remember that one, watching that one in person. Next is a Dynasty card that I actually bought at the Neshaminy Mall card show. Remember, this was marked at $80, and I just couldn't believe how cheap this was stickered. So added this into the collection, and since then I rarely see this particular card pop up, but it is Aaron Nola, and he's pictured batting, which this one's number 10 out of 10. And I haven't really seen this particular Dynasty card with that photo variation of Nola batting. So just thought that was unique. Plus it was just priced really, really cheaply to make me want to pull the trigger to add this into the Phil's collection. So Aaron Nola, his dynastic data, 2018 ERA adjusted for a pitcher's league and ballpark is the third best in Phillies history, according to Baseball Reference. So sweet card there. Next is a card that was gifted to me, and apologies because I'm not particularly sure who gifted this particular card to me. So please leave a comment down below so you can refresh my memory. But this is from 2020 Topps Dynasty, numbered 5 out of 10 of Rhys Hoskins. So you can kind of see the evolution of the designs here. Dynastic Deed, timely long ball, May 3rd, 2019. 6-inning homer gives the trailing Phillies the win in a showdown versus the Washington Nationals. So that is the Rhys. And the final card here is definitely the big bopper of them all. Probably one of my all-time favorite Phillies cards in the collection. This is from 2017 Topps Dynasty, and this was released the week of his death. And this was probably one of the last certified on-card autograph cards that Doc Holliday signed. But it is Doc Holliday, number 10 out of 10. And without a doubt, this is one of my favorite Phillies cards. I remember at the time spending quite a bit of money to add this into the collection, and I just said, I gotta add this. Holliday is one of my all-time favorite pitchers of all time, and had an incredible career with the Blue Jays, and then came here to Philadelphia and did incredible things. The NLDS no-hitter, October 6, 2010, spun second in postseason history, allowing just a solitary walk to the Cincinnati Reds. So the no-hitter that he had against Cincinnati almost was a perfect game, which Doc, of course, does have. He threw a perfect game against the Florida Marlins. But just his first 2 seasons with the Phillies when he came over here were just unbelievable, and he was definitely a throwback pitcher. You don't see guys pitch anymore like Doc Holliday, just an absolute workhorse and a force of nature. And I remember at the time when I bought this, I was just like, this card's very expensive, but I just have to have this for the collection. It has to go in there. And I'm very glad now that it's in the collection, because if I wanted to add this card into the collection now, that would just not be feasible. It's probably one of the most expensive Topps Dynasty base cards, numbered out of 10 cards, I should say, that are out there for any particular player. So Hall of Famer Roy Halladay. So that's my Phillies Dynasty collection. Honestly, going through this and doing the showcase, I really thought I had some more, But that's going to be a target, I think, moving forward to try to add more Phillies Dynasty cards into the collection. Would definitely like to add Scott Rowland. I know they made him. JT Realmuto would be another one. Jim Thome for sure. Trying to get those Hall of Famers. Also, I really thought I had a Steve Carlton, but I could not locate it. But I'll have to look for that. But that's all I got for you guys. So thanks for watching the video. Have a great one. And take care. Peace.